guys, it's Big Ed L here, and today I will be showing you a PVT that I played here on, damn, I don't know what this map is called. I also don't know how to check, because this thing is not in the top in the replay thing. Irrelevant. Up here in the top left we have Tempest Maker, my Terran opponent, and here, me, the problem. I'm going to be doing a, Max Pax, as you can see by the fact that I sent a probe across the map immediately put that pylon down. Put a pylon down over here with the first probe that I made, and now that it's done, I just chrono out probes and make as many as I can. I do a super economic Max Pax where I make as many probes as I can while still getting the fastest gateway on the other side of the map that I can. Messed up, not supposed to take the gas, it's supposed to be gate, then gas. You get the gate in the front, obviously, for the zealot, and then the gate in the back to make them not think that you have a gate up here. You should attack that, but I didn't. But yeah, it doesn't matter overall. I got gate, gas. I'm going to take this off APM. If you're wondering, I end up with 125 average, and he ends up with 175 average. Let's put it on the production tab. Obviously, don't let your probe die. I like to run it in, see what's going on, run it away, and then have it come back once the zealot is done from my proxy gate. Make zealot as soon as the gate is done. Once the zealot starts, gets a core, get a core going. Obviously, when you are doing a Max Pax build, what you're hoping for is that they do a fast expand and you're able to deny it. Terrans that I run into on the ladder, I would say the majority of them don't fast expand, probably because there's a variety of Protoss aggressions that make that very risky. Exhibit A being exactly what I'm doing, the main thing that will just kill you. But he stays up there, he's going reactor, he's getting Marines, going 3 racks, and so a lot of people just send the zealot up to see what's going on, but since I kept my probe alive to do a double attack on whatever may be down here, I realized that there is nothing, so I sent the probe up, saw what's going on, and I'm just going to hide the zealot. Zealot will be here in case he does try to expand, I can attack, and if not, I can just use him as a buffer for the stalkers that we're going to make. Once the core is done, immediately from up here and back here, so I'm just going to defend anything and kill the NG Bay. Whenever you get NG Bay blocked, just take a third. We're going to get 4 stalkers up here at the front as soon as we can. That way we can fight any non-stim Marines, because this is the only time I ever get good use out of stalkers. Stalkers suck in pretty much every situation in StarCraft, except for this one. At the very beginning of the game, when you have 4 of them, or 2 of them, against non-stimmed Marines. This is the only time they're good. And then they're broken. Or if you're really good at controlling them, they're broken. But if you're just okay at it, this is the only time. Have the stalker clear this out. We're going to get a robo. Get a shield battery in both of the bases, because he still hasn't come down yet. And so I'm getting a little suspicious of a big army coming. It's 3 racks, so I was right. His Marines come down, and I notice, so I pull back, and we're just going to kite these Marines. Get all the kills we can. 3 Marines for a Zealot. Solid. Just keep kiting. Just keep shooting him. As long as he doesn't have stim, and if he doesn't stim on you, you can assume they don't have stim, because they would stim on you if they did. You can just keep poking. You want 4 up here. I normally build 4 just out of it, and then by then the warp gate is about ready to go. After the robo's done, get an obs, send it across, and get a robo bay. Sometimes I like to get a second robo bay, but this is still pretty early in the game, so we're going to just do normal. And just, you know, pick off what you can with your stalkers. like I said, right now, against non-stim marine, stalkers are broken, but every other situation, I would not recommend building stalkers. We've got pushed off the high ground, but now with an observer coming and warp gate, we're going to be able to get more stalkers and keep pressuring. Probably take a third here in a second. Gonna go ahead and get my gases first. Gonna get a warp prism after the observer. And I was thinking of going just disruptor, but I built a Colossus first. Not the best stalker micro, but still nothing lost. Just keep picking away at whatever you can. And then as soon as they stim, you just leave. I'm just done. I like stalkers against non-stimmed bio. As soon as they have stim, I need better tools to fight, or I'm gonna lose. And he's also got a bunch of bio now. Yeah, nah. Not super interested in that. At least until their stim wears off. You gotta wait. I'm gonna make a Colossus first. Like I said, I don't know. I built a Colossus. I probably should have just built a Disruptor first, because I was going to do Disruptor drops anyway. Now that I have my Observer see that his army's back here, we're going to push across now that I have some Zealots too. Get the third. And now that you've held back the first attack and they've expanded slower than you, this is a pacing game. You just want to keep them on less spaces than you and get bigger and bigger than them. As I said, not great at fighting stimmed bio without better tools, so we're just going to run away again. Spread out some Zealots for some vision, and still have my Observer. Yeah, we're just going to run back. I'm going to fortify this with shield batteries, because I think this whole thing's coming down on me. Try and warp in some Zealots to see if I can pull them back. It works, which is great, because this was a ragtag-ass defense over here. But this is enough to pull them back. We're going to delay this, and then we're going to kill that, and that. Nice. Nice. These Zealots, the Zealots were totally worth it. 100%. Pulled the whole army back all the way to the main, and delayed 3 buildings. Now we've got 3 shield batteries in the NAT. The NAT is up. We're still scouting. We can see everything. I can tell he's taking a third. Our third's already done on location. And now I actually do what I meant to be doing. And we're going to get some disruptors out first and then make Colossus. Because I need to have the disruptor shotgun blast against this big of a bio ball. It's the easiest way to deal with it. Just find it when it's in a state like this where the guy's not paying attention, and land your 2 disruptors like right here and just blow it all up. Easier said than done, but very, very easy wins when done correctly. So I'm scouting around with my Zealots now that I've got the shotgun blast. I'm looking for this, trying to do that exact thing. Making Colossus 2 at a time now that we've got the 2 disruptors in the prism and the 1 extra one getting charge. And we're getting a Stargate because we need to transition into better anti-air than Stalkers. Because like I've said, Stalkers are shit. Ooh, okay, one gets off. One gets off. A huge ball of bio goes down, and with that, about half the bio force is dead, which makes this fight go from a pretty easy one to not really tenable. And now you got the 2 Colossus, you know, I'm only making 1, but you can make 2 more at a time. We're going to spread some Zealots out. I'm going to go around with 2 Zealots and the Disruptor, see what I can do. He's still sharking around. Jumping with the base, got to keep ahead of them. And then it makes spotter pylons because I don't know what he's doing. But he is going to do the Terran thing. Send her into the main. I am all the way over here, so I'm gonna have to just walk all the way back. Meanwhile, he's going to get a Gateway, a Colossus, and the Twilight, a couple Stalkers. Yeah, okay. That's solid. Still have 3 Colossi though, so we're still chilling. I mean, like, we're still doing okay right now. But it's definitely picking me apart a little bit. Ooh, this Colossi is gonna die too. Okay, there's 2 Colossi dead. Now we've got some Stalkers, some Zealots. What's the units looking like? It's still fine. It's still fine. Still got my gateways spotting his third, so I know he hasn't expanded over there. The Almighty Observer, ever faithful, sitting in front of the Gnat. And I'm thinking I can maraud around a little bit now. I've got some Colossi. I need a little more before I can really be going around. I need some more power units, so we're gonna make 2 more Colossi at a time, get a fleet beacon and another Stargate, because the only good anti-air that Protoss have are carriers, because you know, you can make Void Ray at the beginning, but at some point Void Rays fall out. So you just make carriers to deal with anything in the sky, and everything, essentially, and Colossi to deal with an unbelievable amount of Marines. And if you can do that while outpacing them in a macro game, you're good. See, like, I've got 5 bases, he's still on 3, we're ahead right now. We're doing solid. Keep marauding around with this. You just don't want to lose this. You want to keep adding strength to it with all these big power units. Now that this is done, you want to get +1 air and start 2 carriers, chrono those. You want to get that together as soon as you can. He runs into the army, loses a little bit, and retreats to the tank line. I think about poking forward a little bit, but after watching that Stalker get absolutely obliterated, I decide better of it. It's got a nice 5 bio strong force that's gonna totally cancel the space, because I've got nothing over here. That was a play. I'm gonna try it, and could you imagine if he killed the Disruptor drop with those 3 Marines too? This would be the god force. Either way, 1 cannon with a shield battery is going to kill 2 of the Marines and drive that away. It's moving on to a 4th. I'm getting Vikings. And I'm just getting Colossi Carrier. I would keep getting attack upgrades, but the Twilight died over here. Now, see, Exhibit A, why we go carriers for anti-air instead of Stalkers. I suck at splitting Stalkers. There are no Stalkers here, so Stalkers would not have been able to stop that. But carriers not only were here because of the Stargates, but also could have just flown back from wherever they were and killed that immediately, just like they did. So now we are soon hitting Transcendence. About 6 Colossi is the number you can stop on. Most people say 3, but we're about to totally transition to just those 6 Colossi on the ground, and then like 3 Archons, some Storm Templar, maybe a couple of Mortals, and then just carriers. Carriers. So we're gonna put on 2 more Stargates. Oh shit, he comes on in and blasts my outer base, kills all the probes, and takes out the base while expanding, getting a planetary fortress, expanding over here as well. I come in, take a terrible engagement against so many Vikings. The Vikings just wreck my 6 Colossi. 1 of them survives. Ooh, okay. Got it. Two, well, that's a new one, because they're both gone, so 1 Colossi survives, another carrier goes down, and I am now at half his supply. And he has 5 bases to my 4. Try and warp in some Zealots to stop that, but that's just a normal command center, so he can just lift it. I like what my production tab looks like right now, but this is looking like a rough game, because I am quite a bit down. What is the units looking like right now? Some bio, that's a lot of Vikings. That's a lot of Vikings, which is an issue, because Colossi Carrier kinda has to deal with Vikings. But despite his numbers advantage, when two slow zealots walk into your base at 15 minutes, you have to wonder, am I winning this game? Definitely. He definitely is. That is 50 supply ahead with more in the bank and more bases, taking this whole thing, finally killing this that has caused him so much heartache. He's already got a fusion core. Is he getting Liberator range? There's no way he's going battle cruisers. I am oversaturated. I am beat back. I am laid low. But I am making 2 carriers at a time with 2 more Stargates available, so hopefully we can get to 4. But now that I see how many Vikings he has, I need to add Archons so I can have some splash damage against them. Something else to shoot up, because Stalkers just don't deal with them in time before they kill everything. Especially 15 Vikings. Running into him on the map, we're just gonna totally retreat. There's no way that could be a good fight. Lose an Archon in the process, but it's better than everything. And he slowly pushes. He attacks the sides. Just a couple bio units, just to pressure. I love the splitting. The amount of value he got out of it because of my lack of multitasking was incredible. But then this attack happens, and the Vikings on their own fight all the carriers and get obliterated. The Vikings, if microed really hard, are able to kill pretty much all of the Colossus and Carrier without any losses. But in that situation, if they're just straight up fighting carriers that have better upgrades in like anywhere near similar numbers, and they weren't even fighting the carriers, they weren't target firing, they were just fighting interceptors. They were fighting like 50 interceptors. The difference between 18 Vikings fighting 50 interceptors and 18 Vikings one-shotting 8 carriers while stutter stepping perfectly is the difference between me winning and losing this game right now. Because that went from a 100 supply lead, well, when that fight happened, it was a 50 supply lead, to a 40 supply loss with that attack. And what are you going to do? I mean, you got 20 Marines, 7 tanks, but this is a lot of carriers. There are Immortals down there, there's Storm Templar. That's just too big of an army at this point, which is what happens when you just build carriers like I have been for a while. You know, just constantly make sure your 4 Stargates are humming with carriers, keep getting air upgrades, and you know, eventually you just kind of crush through. Just make sure you have all the support units underneath. 1 Sentry, 2 Immortals, 2 Colossi, 2 Templar, and then just carriers, and you're cooking. Just keep making more. So yeah, that guy was really good, honestly. He messed me up a lot more than most people do, given how good the beginning of the game was. Like, I was in a great situation, and then he just came and totally smashed this base while I wasn't paying attention and started crushing me in. Normally, if that doesn't happen, you're just so far ahead. Like, if I had been here to actually have a fight here and had another base the whole time and was still expanding. But even with what he did, even with his destruction, like total annihilation of this base and ability to expand 2 more times, I was just able to take good fights with a bunch of carriers, and I also went 3 Forge with a bunch of carriers, and carriers are really good units. If you fight correctly with them, it's kind of ridiculous, honestly. Yeah, let me know what you think of for Stargate Carrier. Just like the game plan being survive until you can transition to Carrier. Because that's pretty much how I play Protoss most of the time. Because Carriers are the best anti-air, and like as the game goes on, it goes to air really quick. Also, I hate lurkers. I can kind of deal with siege tanks, but lurkers are terrible. Um, but yeah, hope y'all enjoyed, and let me know what you think. Let me know if you used the build, liked the idea, liked anything about it. Yeah, love y'all. Enjoy.